Good afternoon, Southwest Florida. I'm Bri Walling. This Naples Herald Lunch Break is sponsored by our friends at Fusillo Kia of Cape Coral. This afternoon, we'll tell you about an attack near the World Trade Center, give you some advice for the ACA enrollment period, and more. Today is Wednesday, November 1st, and this is the Lunch Break. A 29-year-old immigrant from Uzbekistan who has local ties to Fort Myers killed 8 people and seriously injured at least 11 more in a Halloween afternoon attack near the World Trade Center. The New York mayor called it a particularly cowardly act of terror. After the attack, the driver was in critical condition but expected to survive after a police officer shot him in the abdomen. A roughly 2-mile stretch of highway in downtown Manhattan was shut down for the investigation, and authorities were scrutinizing a note making reference to ISIS found inside the attacker's rented truck. Police and the FBI urged members of the public to give any photos or video that could help. The attack echoed a strategy that the Islamic State group has been suggesting to its followers. Officials identified the attacker, who came to the U.S. legally in 2010. He has a Florida driver's license but may have been staying in New Jersey. During his time in Fort Myers several years ago, an acquaintance of the attacker told the New York Times that he was a, quote, very good person and seemed to like the U.S. He later moved to New Jersey and began driving for Uber. Check back for more updates. Enrollment for the Affordable Care Act opens today, and a number of significant changes have taken place, so there are some important factors for those seeking coverage to keep in mind as they get ready to apply. For one, the enrollment period is shorter. In the past, applicants had until the end of January to complete the process. This year, the deadline is December 15th, giving consumers a much shorter time to compare coverages and fill out paperwork. 2, rates are going up and the penalty has increased. In Florida, regulators have approved an average increase of around 45%. In 2014, when the ACA began, the penalty for not purchasing health care coverage was $95, or 1% of the individual's income, whichever was greater. In 2016, that penalty increased to $695, or 2.5%. In the face of increasing rates, consumers will have to decide whether it makes sense to stick with their coverage or face paying the fee for going without insurance. And 3, you need to have your information ready. Make sure you have the size of your household, policy numbers and coverage information for current health care plans, employer income information, social security numbers, and dates of birth for everyone. Also, be ready to estimate your household income for 2018. Read more on how to prepare at naplesherald.com. Pickleball has been exploding in popularity in Southwest Florida, and for a vastly oversimplified explanation, pickleball is like table tennis on a tennis court. The paddles are bigger and the balls are bigger and slightly wiffled. The rules are adjusted slightly and it's a fun game to watch. From the recently grand opened Pickleball US store in Bonita Springs, those familiar with the game gave a rundown of the recent history and how the South Lee and Collier areas have basically become a new mecca for the sport. Pickleball originally started in the Northwest near Washington and slowly spread throughout the Midwest. And because Southwest Florida is almost king of the transient population from the northern states, it was only a matter of time before people started picking it up here. Naples is home of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. Collier schools are adopting it in their PE practices, the YMCA is putting it on their schedule in large numbers, and many private communities in Bonita and Naples are opening up their own courts. It's grown exponentially in the last few years, and Pickleball US aims to continue bringing the hysteria of the sport to the Bonita and Naples area. The store keeps stocked gear, clothing, and accessories, and the faculty has an indoor scale replica of the course where they give lessons, let people test equipment, and even have in-store exhibition matches, including a rematch of the U.S. Open Pickleball Championship on Saturday. And that was the lunch break for today. I'm Bri Walling. The lunch break airs Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. right here at naplesherald.com. And don't forget to check out our morning report that also airs Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.